No, it doesn't surprise me that they fancy their chances. It's a local election. Everybody has the opportunity to contest. Everybody has the opportunity, or at least they hope to win. They would have seen the last election results with my colleague Charlie, and so that may have given them what they might think is optimistic figures. But I've been working here for 10 years. And so it's not really about what they think, it's about what residents think at the end of the day. We're working with residents here in quite a lot of areas, and I hope that holds steady on election day.
I mean, 10 years is a long time, and there's loads and loads of issues that I don't think even YouTube has got space for. What would you say, even over the last year or two, in your ward, say, have been the sort of issues that have come up?
Well, as you know, school places has always been an issue year on year. There are times I had to take demonstrations in front of full council. There are times I had to object even to my own party's view when we were in administration because I wanted to have school places. But I've been fighting at it. I've fought in various subcommittees in council, taken residents' views, spoken to Harris, and I'm pleased now that that's been resolved. We've got a new free school starting up this September, and a new 5-form entry to come to Chafford, and hopefully from next year the lands deal's been done, and that's all sorted. So I think residents will be pleased about that, because to me that's one big issue that's done.
Education is very passionate towards you, but are we at some stage going to see another secondary school in the area?
Well, it's funny that a resident asked me that just a few minutes ago, and of course it's yes. It's not rocket science, as they say, that if you have an increase in primary school numbers, you'll have an increase in secondary school numbers. We're talking about that. I know that Harris Federation did a leaflet, a consultation about it, and so there's a thought about it in the pipeline. There's a plot of land identified where the school could be if we do have it here, and so yes, we're still thinking quite a lot about it, and hopefully we'll have one in the very near future.
I don't want to drift too much into education, otherwise, as I said, it's a lot involved, but that could involve, the schools are very much like private enterprises, are they not? And that could be, businesses open and businesses shut. Would another secondary actually threaten Ockendon or Hathaway or Ormiston? Is there a danger of that?
Well,
that's not what the Education Act was designed for, is it?
No, the Education Act is designed to give parents choice, and parents can choose where they want to go. What we need to do is empower parents, engage with parents, so that they can choose the best school for their children. They can go to Harris or go to any of the other academies. What we do know is that most parents have now, or most schools have now said they don't want to be a local authority school, and they've moved away from that. If there's another secondary school here, it gives more choice, rather than less choice, and people then have to choose. One thing I've learned from the 10 years experience is that I don't always hold on to what I read in reports. I have to go behind the scene and see how it actually works. It's almost like down to the supermarket floor, so to speak, to actually see how it works. You get the residents' views, you speak to the officers doing the job directly, and say what do they need, what's causing the problems. Just like they had with the whole bin saga a few years ago. That's what we do with the officers. I don't know if I've got time to give you a quick example. I spoke in council very recently about Grays Beach. Grays Beach was a green flag beach 1 year, but last year the pool, this water system wasn't working in summer. I was very critical about that. I got the officers and the portfolio holders to say they will do something about it. I asked a question again this year, and then a few weeks ago I get an email back from officers tell me no, it's not going to work for summer this year. Now that's annoying, that's irritating, because they had a lot of time to prepare for it. The councillor in charge told me it would be fixed, and it's not going to be fixed. That's why you have to be a critical friend, or at times a critic, just to say, get your act out and work.
People look at South Chafford and think it's an affluent area, but I imagine there are all sorts of, even though people believe that we're coming out of a recession or we have a recession, but there are economic challenges in your ward, isn't there?
Absolutely, there are loads of economic challenges. It's not, with every affluent area, there are areas of deprivation. There's schools. There's some parents who can't necessarily give their children breakfast, and I'm pleased that some of the schools here identify that and are happy to support whether children from their school or even their siblings who are not in their school and give them breakfast as a sort of a very good start in life. I've had to work with with some of the residents who have gone through challenging times with the local authority to say they need time to pay their council tax bills. Not that they won't pay, not that the council tax should say, oh, we're going to force you into bankruptcy, but give them time to pay. So yes, there are some challenging issues in Chafford, as there are, I'm sure, across the borough.
We're talking about a couple of wider issues, as I know you take an interest. You know, the census from 2001 to 2011, we had a 1,500% increase in the BME population.
Yeah. And
in many ways, you've been a vanguard of cohesion and inclusion in the community in many ways. Do you think we should do more to try and engage the BME population, or are people just happy to get on with their lives?
Well, I don't like any dictate from on high, but I do like engaging. I say to all the communities I speak to, understand everybody else's culture. That's why I sit on Sacre, in Sacre where we talk about religious education. Understand other people's education, so other people's religion, so you can appreciate them. So it's not about railroading or taking over. It's about supporting people, understanding, and so that you can live at peace with each other. I've stood up in full council and spoken about the same thing. We all need to live in peace with each other, and the best way to do that is, in my view, is to understand everyone.
We're going through quite a buffet of subjects here, but just things come up to mind, and think that you're on the planning committee, and it's a challenging subject, planning. But when you see Jackie Doyle-Price, your MP, your colleague,
how did I know you're going to bring that up?
saying she has no confidence in the planning committee, do you think that's a personal attack on you?
No, I don't think it's a personal attack on me. The Member of Parliament, Jackie, and we do work well together, has a view across the borough, and she represents a wide range of residents, everybody in Thurrock. I represent South Chafford and I sit on the planning committee. When I sit on the planning committee, I'm not sitting there in a political hat. The planning committee is a non-partisan committee, despite what people think. And we have planning regulations, planning rules which we have to adhere to. And at meetings, we take the view, all those things, the legislation, the policy, the views expressed by those for the application and against the application on the day, and we make decisions based on that. So that's how I make my decision. And anyone, MP, might have a different view about that. Of course, you were a planning committee when the two Corringham parties, Markets, wanted a market done, and had different views on it. But that's how life is. We have different views. So the MP has her views, and she has the right to make those views.
There's lots of subjects we haven't covered. We need to come to an end. We talk about crime and antisocial behaviour. Sometimes, do you think you do too much?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I almost say I don't do enough, because there are always areas that you can get involved in, areas where you can help. I try to, I would say, as a local councillor, it's not just about representing the views of residents in committees and council. It's about a wider range of things. So yes, I go to various meetings, I go to non-council things or events where you just have to be involved in, because residents expect you to be involved in that, because you can understand the issues better, understand the community better, and then when you go back to the council, you can express it better. Those are the things I've been doing over the past 10 years, and there is an election around the corner, and I'm hoping that residents see this and say, yes, Tunde, you've been hard working, you've been involved in many things, and we want to give you another chance to represent us.
Tunde.